So today we'll talk about calling in an agent to your property. I think a lot of property owners are nervous or at least cautious about calling in an agent. You might have intentions to sell at some future date, or maybe you're just considering the possibilities, but you're not ready to commit. You're at the what if stage, but definitely not ready to sell just yet. If you think you fit into this category, or you think you might in the future, then hopefully I've got some insights which will help you today. I like to think of you as a future seller. And for me, that could mean you may sell in the next 3 months, might not be for 6, 12 months, or even longer. There may be circumstances or events which need to fall into place before you're going to be ready. There might be a retirement or redundancy looming. You might have children moving out of home. You might be welcoming a new addition to the family and need more room. You may be just uncertain where you want to land next and what the new purchase and move looks like. But if you're going to need or want to sell your property to get to the next stage of life's journey, then you are a future seller. And there are at least 3 different conversations I will have with a future seller. Let me explain. The first one is when you're in the early stages of preparing to sell. You want to know if your property is going to achieve a good price. Not necessarily what that price is going to be, but will it be appealing? What type of buyers will be looking at your property and what do they want most? From this initial conversation, you can start to decide what, if anything, you might need to do to enhance the value of your property. In short, how to prepare it to maximise the result. A professional agent can be very beneficial at this point. They would have the experience to be able to answer these questions and provide the resources to assist. There might be checklists or information on how to present your property or a list of tradespeople who can help with the improvements. The second major conversation I have with a property owner who is considering selling is what's involved in the selling process. What are the specific expectations of buyers who are looking? When do they want to look? How important is the online marketing? Why professional photos, floor plans, videography is essential? Whether or not we need to do virtual showings. The list goes on. Out of this conversation comes the piece about what and how we are going to communicate with buyers to ensure the property will reach all the potential buyers, creating the maximum competition. It seems simple enough, but there's both an art and a science to this, and an agent should be able to make sound recommendations here and back them up with case histories and personal data. One of the critical pieces in this communication is how we are going to communicate to the market your expectations of price. And again, the agent should have a range of options. You might be best to list it without a price. You might be best to list it with a price guide. Is an auction an appropriate strategy? These are all questions which should be answered early in the process. Thirdly, and you can now see we are getting to the decision-making time, I will be talking to the owner, to you or whoever, about your specific situation. We'll be setting a timetable for final preparation and marketing, and all the immediate pre-list activities will be determined. We'll be looking specifically at what has been happening in your local vicinity with recent sales and competitive listings, and how other properties have performed. The big question I'm asking at this point is, are we right for each other? The final decision of who to list your property with requires enormous trust. In fact, the whole business is based on trust. So I would encourage you to ask, does this person have the credibility, the skill, experience, motivation to get me the best outcome? It's a big question. Hopefully the relationship has been established over the past encounters and you are confident it's a resounding yes for this person that you're sitting with, in which case you proceed to listing the property. At the end of the day, you will rely on your own decision-making, but make sure you have asked yourself this question of how much do I really know about this agent and will they be right for me? The answer doesn't come in 5 minutes, and it certainly doesn't come from the agent who gives you the highest appraisal price. It comes from a process of getting to know them, asking them questions, relying on them throughout the lead up, and then feeling, yes, I can really trust this person with my biggest asset. I hope that advice helps you in your decision making.